Happy Tuesday, design champions. Let's do this thing. For today's medium, we're going to be working with, stir it up, stir it up. Ooh, we're gonna make an illustration. And our project will be snake sweaters. Yeah, it's a pretty cool project. We're gonna make an illustration for snake sweaters. Let's get started. Oh my gosh. With this illustration, I want to make it more cute and friendly because snakes can be really scary. But the problem I'm thinking about right now is that maybe I'll make the snakes look a little bit too much like worms. But for this, I really want to make the sweaters have a lot of like sweater texture. And first I'm gonna start just drawing out my idea, and then I'll probably do the rest of it all in Photoshop and see how it goes. So, it's gonna look dope bomb baller. Let's see how it goes.
Here I am. I got my pencil. I'm on my draw time. My idea was to put snakes in the form of the letters snake, because I'm a genius. And each snake would have a little snake sweater on it. Here's the final sketch that I came up with. And then I took that bad boy and I inserted it into Photoshop, and I outlined all the lines, because in the beginning I thought that maybe I would like everything to be outlined. And I'm using a brush that I got from a brush pack from somebody named Kyle. This is like Kyle brushes. So here I start with the sweaters. I got some inspiration from Pinterest for different kinds of sweaters you can make. So that helped a lot. That snake's totally into geometry, so I gave him kind of a grid sweater. And I didn't like the outside texture on sweaters, letters. Sick rhymes. So I got rid of the outside edge of sweaters. Oh, look at those tongue boys. And I gave them all eyes. I thought before that maybe I'd put the snakes on top of the word sweaters, and then some letters could be above and some could be below, but that was just too convoluted. So after a while, I was going back and forth between, do I want outlines, do I not want outlines, and then what color do I want the background, I want a solid background, etc., etc. Wait, hold on, I'm gonna say something.
Okay, it was really late last night, so I just went to bed, but now I'm back at it this morning. I always think it's good to have a time frame where you get away from your art and then you come back to it later and see what needs to be changed. Number one, the colors are fun if this is the color scheme we're going with. I'm still debating what color I want the background or whether I want it on white. If we have it on white, we'll have to change the colors of the snakes and the sweaters. Another thing is, it's a good start so far. I want to add some more elements to make it more fun. Maybe some of the sweaters are unraveling. We'll change up the placement of the letters that make up sweaters themselves. And maybe we'll do something with the eyes. We're just here to draw some fun stuff. So I'll continue with this. Catch you in a minute.
Yeah, so I finished here the night before, and then I worked on this again the next day. Just adding a bunch of details. This one's like a yarn ball, and those are the needle bingle jingles for weaving the yarn. I wanted this guy's sweater to be more fluffy, because he was getting a little bit cold in the northern Sweden. I don't know where there's snakes live. There's probably 0 snakes in the northern parts of Europe. I don't know. That guy is so muscular that pieces of his sweater were flying off. So I put some of those. And then the guy farthest left, he's super famous in Snake Town. His name is Robert. Oh, and I wanted to make them not look so scary, so I gave them these big eye parts, which either make them look a lot scarier or less scary. And I just wanted to add an element of depth, so I put some dark spots below, like all the letters and everything. And then I went through and gave patterns and texture to all the letters. Sometimes it can be hard to come up with unique patterns to put on letters, like especially if you have, 8 or 10 letters in a row. Sometimes it's hard not to repeat the patterns. But I did a fantastical job of coming up with new and original ideas for each letter. And then I'm still not satisfied with the colors here, so they have a color freakout party for a while. I was stuck on purple or blue or green, but yeah, that's where I ended.
Okie dokie artichoke, hokey pokey, design folky. Wow. I've gone as far as I want to go on the illustration for snake sweaters. I'm going to talk about some pros and cons. Let's start with cons so that we can end on a good note. Cons. First off, I believe it's completely unreadable. Snake, when you see the snakes, especially K, doesn't look like a K at all. It looks like an N or possibly an R, like a cursive N. Yeah, but then overall in general, I don't believe that you can read that and say, oh, that's snake. Maybe I should put more emphasis on making them look like letters instead of snakes. But then again, I don't think, which brings me to the second point, I don't think they look like snakes. They look a little bit like worms, but the tongues help a lot. Another thing that I would like to achieve if I put more time into it is creating more depth. Right now, I feel like it's a little bit off. It feels a little flat. To this day, to this minute, right now, I'm still not convinced on the background color. I have the hardest time picking a good background color or setting for where the artwork is. It's incredibly difficult because I get to a stage where I think just 20 different colors all look fine, all look good, and the level of goodness is all the same. Yeah, now that that's done, let's talk about some positives. Texture. The sweaters themselves, I think, look fantastic, and the kind of texture and playfulness and ideas I added to the word sweaters really brought those to life, gave them another interesting element that I think worked really well. The layout, I think, is quite strong after I changed it. It used the snake above and then sweaters with the same arch below. I think I improved it a little bit when I made the change to having the sweater be more straight. It was just a more controlled layout within the square or rectangle space. Overall, I think it's still fun. I'm gonna give this one a 7 out of 10. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and of course, let me know what you would change about the piece and what score you would rate it. Thanks so much for watching. I'm so proud of you guys. It overwhelms me with happiness. Have a great, fantastic week, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye, stay awesome, possum, and I'll see you later, alligator, next time on Design Time.